So what is it you're doing now?
Okay, well, what I like to do is just kind of look through all the small bones and pieces that we got, and they're all numbered. And I I actually like to go through and try to find like the bigger ones, and because I guess the bigger ones are more fun to do than the little itty bitty pieces. But then I open it up and see what I have here, and it's a mess. So what I have to do is secure it first in case there's anything falling off of it. I see that there's a lot of bone fragments falling off of it. I kind of pick it up and investigate it very gently. There's a lot of matrix still on it, so I can gently pick it off, and I know that's what it is. Okay, well, a very important part is to make sure that it's numbered, because that's how we took it out in the field. And it's HS, which is Heinz sauropod. And what I'll do is I'll take a real quick look at the specimen and see if it's fragile or there's something that can be secured with glue before I go ahead and put it in the air abrasive unit. And it looks like it's pretty good. All this stuff around here that just fell off, that's called matrix. It's just the dirt that we took it out in. And it's completely, it's not a good bone, but yet it's not that bad either. I mean, this is all matrix. That'll all come off of the air abrasive unit. And this is too. All of this. There we go. So the next step is I take it over to the unit and clean it there. First off, what I do is look to see where the areas are concrete, and this looks pretty stable. I don't want to take my number off, so I want to work around it. And this is compressed air that comes out with substance like baking powder. And it just kind of blows the matrix right off.
So that's not taking any bone, huh? Not taking any bone?
Taking the bone with it?
Yeah.
No, not at this time, but it is powerful enough to blow the bone away. It just depends on what your pressure is like. If you get toward the area that's really fragile, you want to probably lower your pressure or even the powder flow. So this is a pretty stable bone. So you just kind of secure it with the glue, the little piece that came off, and it will set up instantly. This is such nice stuff. Paleo bond. Excellent. What it does is it makes the glue react so fast so you don't have to stand there and hold it forever. So now that I've cleaned the insides very nicely, the bone goes together perfect. And it's probably been separated for years because there was dirt inside there. And for the first time in, I guess, hundreds of years, it's going back together like it should be. So I just take a thicker glue, it's a little bit stronger, and put it together like so, and then this stuff right here makes it makes an evaporation, and so it evaporates the glue, and see on the bone too, I just sprayed it, and then it just makes it stick real quick. I don't know the terminology, you'll have to bleep that one out. But, and then so I have myself the specimen that was extracted from that dig, and the number is 71, and hopefully this will go to a lot of the other pieces that I've started to clean. Over here are some of the pieces that I've been working on. This piece right here and this piece right here, they fell out underneath the scapula when we lifted it out. I don't know if you were there, were you filming when we lifted it out and all these little pieces fell out? Well, these were those bones. And it was just impossible to secure them because the scapula was on top of these bones and they were just all crushed.
So those are all those bones that ended up in baggies?
Yeah.
My God.
And so I just put them back together like a puzzle.
And how do you do that?
That's the fun part. I just look at the piece and I see that it has different shapes, and so I just look at the shapes and I just put them together like a puzzle. And I used to do that, sit in a room and put puzzles together. In fact, I had a whole room covered in puzzles because that was a hobby of mine. So never would I thought that would come in handy when I came to do this. So now I'm going to show you the next procedure in cleaning. Perfecting it, or taking it to the end.
First you clean the pieces, and then you try to reassemble?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's where we're at.
You assemble as much as you can. I mean, there's only so much that you can sit there and look to see where that piece goes. I mean, you could drive yourself nuts. Let me show you this right here. When they first brought this dinosaur to us, he was in buckets. This is what the landowner had collected through the years, just pieces and pieces. And
Buckets of
so yeah, when
bones.
they first brought it to me, it was completely like this. And what I would do is I had this sort of system. I would put all my numbers on the little bones according to the shape, size, and texture. And then I would just try to put them together that way. And if it stopped working for me, then I would put them together by the area where I found them. Well, actually, that was done first, and then I started separating them for color and the shape of the bone.
So do you have any idea what this shape should be?
Well, a bone like this, that's pretty obvious that it's a rib bone. But a bone like this, that's a difficult call. It could be part of a vertebrae. Who knows? This vertebrae was missing a lot of pieces, but as you can see, there's tunnels, there's crevices, and when you see a little piece, it's kind of hard to tell what, if any, what it is. What you are looking at, though, is a dorsal vertebrae, and we do believe that this is a new species because a normal a normal sauropod has a large V that goes right here for the cord that holds that big long neck. And this is very, very small. And nowhere in any books or scientists, they've never seen this before. And as you can tell too, these big old knobs that are right here on the outside of the V, there are no knobs here. So we have a new species. And while I got you here, when I was preparing this bone, there were a lot of missing pieces. Some of it was in the ground and some of it was kind of protruding out. So what I've done is there's a epoxy, it's a magic sculpt resin, and you mold them together and it forms this clay-like, and it gives me about 5 hours to mold. And I go ahead and fill all the cracks, so it makes the bone really secure, nice and strong. And then you can tell, you know, what the whole thing looks like once it's finished. See this ball right here? This goes into another vertebrae that has, see the socket right here? So each vertebrae fits into itself. And when we were up there looking for the sauropod, as you know, you got it on tape. We found 4 articulated vertebrae in the neck, and they are ball and socketed together. So that was a neat find. That was hard to leave. Hopefully there's a head there.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, but you know, aliens, they come and take heads, so.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the next step to preparing your bone is putting the vinac on it. This stuff is really cool. It just seeps right into the bone. As you can see, it will start evaporating into the bone, just soaking it up. And it's like a glue, and it really does add a lot of strength to the bone. And then it gives it a really nice finish.
Is it actually changing the color or just kind of
It's just
enhancing?
making it darker right now because it's, you know, it's a wet substance. So, you know, anything that gets wet turns darker, but it'll go back to its original color once it dries. And I like to give about 2 or 3 coats. And this is I really get a lot of satisfaction out of seeing a prepared bone and how beautiful it looks after it's been completely finished. This is
Stegosaurus?
the Stegosaurus that we dug up.
Oh yeah, I remember that bone.
Yeah,
Wow, that cleaned up nicely, didn't
yeah. What he did is when they brought it into us, it looked like this down here. See how that
it? Oh yeah, I remember
all
that.
rock?
Mhm.
What he did is he took small tools like this and a brush. And let me see if I can get my brush here. You know, he just starts removing the matrix. Little piece, oh, this stuff is hard. Piece by piece. And then what he does is he brushes it away. Kind of like the same thing out in the field. But the only difference is he knows there's bone there.
Yeah, big difference.
So when he gets down to the bone where he knows that he doesn't want to go any farther with a pick or an air scribe, which is this tool right here. Okay, this is our air scribe. This is a little jackhammer that vibrates back and forth, and he can use that to chip off the bone, the matrix. And then he put it in the air scribe, and he used a really high volumes, pressure, and blew it away. But this piece, this piece right here is a finished bone from the same animal. So as you can tell, we went ahead and molded the missing parts to make it strong.